Morning Prepper Nation, John here. Had a live stream last night. Shotgun Saturday night. Came up with that. For the you folks that were in there were a lot of you in there. Thank you very much again for being there, and thank you for the donations last night. It was fun. If you missed it, it's available in the video section here on YouTube. We're going to talk about Justice Ginsburg this morning. Before we get there, of course, I need to thank a few people. Luz, Jose, Micah, Chris, Eric, Anastasia, Mark, Patriots United, and Danny. Thank you very much. These folks are people who have donated since last night, and also folks who have joined Patreon beginning at $1 a month. The links are down below. You guys probably already know this by now. All right. Two other things actually before we get into Ginsburg. Number one, I want to say congratulations to Bear Independent. Bear is an awesome dude, as far as I can tell. I don't know him personally, but yeah, he seems like an awesome individual. We would definitely get along. And they just reached 100,000 subscribers over there. So congrats on that. That's a huge accomplishment. Speaking of, if you folks have not subscribed, please do so. It takes 2 seconds and it really helps. And the other thing is, I'm in the process, of becoming an affiliate of the ReadyWise freeze-dried food company. So expect a lot of reviews, not really sales pitches. Not going to do it like the other channels do, but I'm just going to do a lot of reviews and things. Especially if I'm getting ReadyWise in the mail, of course, I'm going to review it for you folks. All right, let's talk about Justice Ruth Ginsburg and what to expect moving forward after her passing, okay? So here's the deal. As a Christian, I'm not happy to see Justice Ginsburg pass away. Or anybody else for that matter. And I truly, truly do hope that she was saved. That being said, now we have an empty seat on the Supreme Court, and that is going to further polarize the country. It is a huge deal. We're already starting to see it. I know a lot of preppers have covered this subject already. I haven't gotten around to it. Someone suggested I do it last night on the live stream. Shotgun Saturday night, which I'm going to be doing every Saturday, folks. Every Saturday, a live stream is coming, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. But anyway, what does this mean for the country? Well, Donald Trump is going to nominate somebody very quickly. He's admitted as much. And Democrats are going to obstruct as much as they possibly can, and they're going to drag their feet as much as they possibly can in hopes of getting to the election before Trump can push a nomination through Senate. So it has to go through Senate, I believe. That's how it works. Has to go through Senate, and it has to be passed in Senate before the judge becomes official. So the first preview that we're going to have on this is what happened with Kavanaugh. You guys know how long that took, how big of a circus that was. So expect even worse right now with the election coming up. Trump is probably going to go with a female judge. That news came out this morning. That's a shocker. I was talking about that last night on the live stream. I do also see a scenario where Trump goes with a minority judge, possibly a minority female judge, simply because it's politics. And he needs to up his polling numbers with females and the lady folk out there. And he also needs to up his polling numbers with minorities. So again, it's politics. He's probably going to do that. And we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what kind of dirt they're going to find on this individual. I'm sure there's going to be something. Nobody's got perfect, clean hands, if you will. Democrats are already protesting outside of Mitch McConnell's house. I saw that this morning. What are they protesting exactly? I don't know. Are they normally when there's a protest, there's some sort of point to the protest. There's some sort of injustice happening. What exactly is the injustice that's happening with Justice Ginsburg passing away? Constitutionally speaking, you're supposed to nominate. The president is supposed to nominate someone else, and it's supposed to get voted on in Senate. That's how this thing works. Now they're saying, well, the morally high, the moral high road here would be to wait until after the election. Well, excuse me, if I don't really want to be preached the moral high road, preached to by a group of people that haven't taken the moral high road in 30 years. Democrats are the last people. Now look, I'm not saying the average Democrat out here in the United States. I'm saying on Capitol Hill. Those Democrats are the last group of people on earth that should be preaching the moral high road. So what exactly are they protesting? They're not. They're trying to obstruct. They're trying to slow down the process. They're trying to logjam it up until the election because they still think Joe Biden's going to win the election. Joe Biden might steal the election and win it that way, but even if that happens, somebody's going to have to tell him, and they're going to have to explain to poor Joe Biden, hey, you're the president now, because he doesn't even know what's going on, folks. Joe Biden, 90% of the time, doesn't know where he's at. I can wake up from, you guys ever had the dream? Let me put it to you like this. Have you ever had a dream that's so real that you wake up and it takes a few seconds for you to realize what's going on? You're like, okay, I'm in bed. I'm in my bedroom. It was just a dream. This is 90% of Joe Biden's life. He doesn't even know what is going on right now. People keep saying Kanye West is out of it. Joe Biden's out of it, right? At least Kanye West puts together coherent sentences. Joe Biden can't even do that. But again, I digress. Democrats seem to think he's the savior of the party. Folks, he's not going to win the election unless something drastic happens. And, look for that, some kind of false flag event. We've been over this. But as far as the Supreme Court goes, Trump, again, is going to, at the very least, nominate, a female. And I don't care. That's fine. As long as she is qualified, I don't care who it is. I don't care what color they are, what gender they are, as long as they're qualified. Would like to see someone who is heavily conservative, and I think Trump is going to pick someone who is younger and heavily conservative. He is going to try and stack the Supreme Court. Now, what does this mean for you guys moving forward? If he's able to nominate a Supreme Court justice and get it pushed through, even if by some remote chance Donald Trump loses the election in November, the Supreme Court stands, and they're going to be able to upend a lot of the more liberal bills that we have right now and the laws that we have. Abortion, Roe versus Wade. At this point, they would be able to, I think, overturn it and make abortion illegal. Some of you have emailed and asked my stance on abortion, and it's like this right here. I know it's a hot topic here in this country, and it has been for a while. If the mother's life is in danger or she's been sexually assaulted, I'm fine with abortion. I don't expect anybody to die or to birth a child when they've been sexually assaulted. But when you go out here to the club on Saturday night and you wake up Sunday morning pregnant, I don't think you should be able to take a human life out of convenience. At that point, you need to suck it up. Even if you made a mistake, you need to own it. And that's my personal opinion on that. The other thing that would be in danger for Democrats moving forward if Trump gets somebody else on the Supreme Court, the Second Amendment, they would not be able to turn it over in this lifetime. They would not be able to get rid of your guns at that point. And Democrats know these two things are hot button issues, and that's why they're fighting tooth and nail. They have already said, look, if Trump nominates somebody, which he's going to, I promise you, and this goes to Senate, McConnell has says we'll vote on it immediately. Mitch McConnell understands, hey, we need to go ahead and take care of business because there is no law against a president in their final year nominating and, putting somebody on the Supreme Court. There's no rule against it. So McConnell understands it's important. Democrats have already said if it hits the Senate floor, they're basically going to drag it out as much as they possibly can. I mean, to the point where they are literally going to be the children in line at your grocery store that didn't get their favorite snack, laying down on the floor and kicking and screaming, which sucks. I mean, let's be honest, folks. If it was the other way around and Republicans were doing it, it would still suck, because that's not the way the system was set up. It's not the way it was designed. But in politics is dirty on both sides. But Democrats over the past 4 years have just played so politically dirty that I don't think the Republicans on Capitol Hill care about the moral high road anymore. I think now that the playing field has shifted to the Republican advantage, I think they're going to take advantage of it, and they're going to try to hammer somebody through the Senate real fast. And it sucks because if we didn't have all these political games going on, we could get the best person for the job. So I think at the end of the day, probably what's going to happen is either Democrats are going to stall it out until the election, Trump wins the election, and Democrats go loco out in the streets protesting, rioting, or they push the nomination through before the election. Democrats vow not to recognize the judge. Democrats are actually talking about changing the rules. We have a set number of judges on the Supreme Court. And they're saying if we get a Republican nominated, that they're not opposed to adding judges to the Supreme Court. That's how bad it is at this point. They can't win by the current structure, the Constitution, so now they want to change the rules because they're really bad at politics the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, really bad. Best case scenario, and this is why all of you folks should be voting, and then I'll let you get off here. Best case scenario would be the Republicans keep the Senate majority, win the House back, win the House majority, and then win re-election in November. So if enough people go out and they vote Republican down ballot, I mean, drag your relatives who haven't voted in 30 years. Tell them, look, you see the parentheses with the R, vote it down ballot. If we take the House back, if we're able to keep the Senate and able to keep the White House, there's nothing that's going to stop us from restoring order in this country at that point. Nothing. Because we will have the Supreme Court. We will have the ability to push bills through. We will have a president who will sign them on the spot. And I'm sorry this video is not so objective. Normally I try and stay in the middle. But sometimes you just have to tell it like it is. They almost destroyed Judge Kavanaugh's life based on hearsay. And meanwhile, up in Virginia, you have a governor who went as blackface in college and is somehow morally superior to Judge Kavanaugh, who I still don't believe did anything wrong. So it is what it is. I mean, the past 4 years have been horrible. Democrats have shown their true agenda on Capitol Hill, so they deserve whatever they get at this point. Continue to pray for the country, folks, and be prepared for what could amount to violence moving forward from here on to the election, because it's about to get nasty. I truly believe that. Okay, folks. please give a thumbs up to the video, like and subscribe to the channel, please. Nowhere near where Bear Independent's at, but I would love to be there one day. 100,000 subscribes. Again, good job. Cannot imagine being at that level, but maybe one day. Either way, God has blessed me, and hopefully God blesses you.